Didi, the maestro of Brazilian football, early life and beginnings in Brazil. Waldyr Pereira, more famously known as Didi, was born on October 8, 1928, in the small town of Campos dos Goitacazes, located in the state of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Raised in a humble environment, Didi's early life was rooted in the heart of Brazilian football culture, where the streets and beaches were filled with young talents practicing the beautiful game. His family was not wealthy, but they supported his passion for football, recognizing his prodigious talent from a young age. Didi's early years were marked by his intense love for football. He spent much of his childhood playing in the streets and local fields, honing the skills that would eventually make him one of the greatest players in the history of Brazilian football. His natural talent, especially his ability to control the ball and dictate the tempo of a game, set him apart from many of his peers. At the age of 17, Didi began his professional football career with the local club Americano in 1946. His displays of skill and composure on the ball quickly caught the attention of Brazil's top clubs. In 1950, he moved to Fluminense, one of Brazil's most prestigious clubs, where his career truly began to flourish. At Fluminense, Didi developed into a playmaker with incredible vision, passing accuracy, and technical proficiency. His calm demeanor and ability to control the flow of the game in midfield made him an essential figure in the team's successes. Rise to fame with Fluminense and the national team. Didi's success with Fluminense in the early 1950s paved the way for his eventual call-up to the Brazilian national team. His performances in the Campeonato Carioca, Brazil's state league, were exemplary, showcasing his deft touch and playmaking abilities. It was clear that Didi possessed an intelligence on the pitch that was ahead of his time. His ability to orchestrate play, combined with his impeccable passing and ball control, made him an essential part of Brazil's footballing landscape. In 1953, Didi earned his first international call-up for Brazil and made an immediate impact. His calm, measured style of play was a perfect fit for the Brazilian national team, which was beginning to develop a reputation for attacking football. Didi's vision and leadership in midfield made him a central figure in Brazil's national setup. He became a key player in the 1954 South American Championship, now Copa America, where Brazil finished as runners-up. Despite Brazil's loss to Argentina in the final, Didi's performances were a highlight, and his ability to dictate play was widely recognized. His style was often described as elegant yet effective. He had an uncanny ability to read the game, and his distribution of passes was a vital part of Brazil's attack. The 1958 World Cup. Didi's mastery in Brazil's first triumph. Didi's defining moment on the global stage came in the 1958 FIFA World Cup in Sweden. Under coach Vicente Feola, Brazil embarked on a tournament that would see them emerge as the world's best footballing nation. Didi's influence in Brazil's World Cup triumph was profound. He played a key role in orchestrating the team's attacking play, while also contributing defensively with his astute positioning. In the tournament, Didi established himself as one of the finest midfielders in the world. His creative passing and intelligent vision were pivotal to Brazil's attack, and his free kick-taking abilities were deadly. Didi's composed demeanor allowed him to control the tempo of the game, even in high-pressure situations. In Brazil's 5-0 victory over France in the semi-finals, he produced an incredible performance, where he provided the key assists and scored a crucial goal. The final against Sweden was another chance for Didi to show his immense quality. He was instrumental in Brazil's 5-2 victory, and his 2 goals in the final demonstrated his poise under pressure. Didi's free-kick goal in the final is still remembered as one of the finest in World Cup history. His expert placement, which left the Swedish goalkeeper helpless, was the epitome of his class and composure. Brazil's 1958 World Cup victory was a historic moment for the country, and Didi's role in it cemented his status as one of the world's greatest players. The 1962 World Cup continued success and the rise of Pelé. Didi's journey with the Brazilian national team continued into the 1962 FIFA World Cup in Chile. By this time, Brazil had become the dominant force in world football, with players like Pelé, Garrincha, and Zito surrounding Didi in the national team setup. Though Pelé's injury in the group stages of the 1962 World Cup would have sidelined him for much of the tournament, Didi's leadership and experience were crucial in ensuring Brazil's success. Didi played a central role in Brazil's midfield, using his experience to steady the ship in difficult moments. His performances were integral in helping Brazil claim their second World Cup title in a row. Despite Pelé's absence, Brazil's attacking play was still lethal, with Garrincha stepping up as the star. However, Didi's poise, vision, and contributions in the midfield were vital to Brazil's success. His leadership and passing were key to Brazil's progression through the tournament. Though he did not score in the final against Czechoslovakia, his work in orchestrating the team's play was fundamental to Brazil's 3-1 victory. Didi's consistency over the years, including his pivotal role in 2 World Cup triumphs, made him a symbol of Brazilian football during the 1950s and 1960s. Later years in club football, Real Madrid and beyond. After winning back-to-back World Cups, Didi's club career took him to Real Madrid, one of the most prestigious clubs in Europe, in 1961. At Real Madrid, he joined a squad filled with legendary figures such as Ferenc Puskás, Alfredo Di Stefano, and Francisco Gento. Although Didi was already in his 30s, he continued to play at an extremely high level. At Real Madrid, Didi added another layer of international experience to his game. He was able to compete against Europe's finest teams in the European Cup, now the UEFA Champions League, and although his time at Real Madrid was not as successful as his time in Brazil, Didi still contributed to the club's efforts in domestic and European competitions. In 1964, after leaving Real Madrid, Didi continued his career with several Brazilian clubs, including Flamengo, São Paulo, and Vasco da Gama. His time in Brazil allowed him to showcase his technical abilities to new generations of football fans. Despite the later stages of his career being less glamorous than his earlier years, Didi's reputation remained intact as one of the most skillful and composed midfielders in the game.